Go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Generational Anime Podcast. I am a Gen X dad named Mark, and this is my Gen Z son, Charles.
Hi.
And we have a off-schedule special podcast tonight because we went and saw the Spy Family movie. And we also have a special guest with us tonight.
Hi, my name is Alex, and I'm a Gen Z, but the very last Gen Z. Hi.
We call her a millennial for the views. Thank you. What do we do? Why are we so special? As someone who always tells me to reset ourselves every episode.
We're special because we talk about anime from the aspect of different generations.
Yes.
And even though we have the same viewpoint a lot of times, it's still fun.
Yeah.
It actually manifests itself more in me getting frustrated with you for stuff.
Amen. So yeah, we just saw the Spy Family movie. We took no notes. We just went to Studio Movie Grill. Not sponsored. We ate food. What'd you get? I got a kid's cheese pizza, a popcorn, an icy, and pretzel bites. What did you get, Alex?
I got pretzel bites, and I got the avocado super power bowl.
Mark, what'd you get?
I got cheeseburger sliders and fries.
Oh, and Alex had a water, and Mark had just a beer from what I saw.
An IPA.
An IPA. Ooh. Yes, I'd like one Indian Pale Ale, please.
India Pale Ale, but yes. Okay.
I'd like one Native Pale Ale, please. We're getting canceled. R.I.P. Generational Anime Pod. All right. How do we want to do this?
Okay, first let's start with this.
First, let's give a rating. I think that's a good way to...
let's give a rating at the end. First, let's just say...
No.
What your overall thought about it.
That's our rating. We at least, I think how we do this is we give a non-spoiler rating first. So if people are going to see it, they know what we think of it, and then they can come back once they've watched it, if they care about spoilers, and listen to us spoil the movie.
Good idea.
What are we rating upon?
Can you say that again, please, when you're actually into the mic, Alex?
What are we rating upon? What are the criteria?
1 out of 10. 1 through 10. Just
How we feel?
how you feel. Yes.
I'll start. Non-spoilers. I think that it was tremendously fun.
Yes.
There was a lot of good comedy.
There was a lot of good animation and colors.
There was a lot of craziness.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a lot of fun. Very typical Spy Family type story. But it was actually great because there was a good mix of all three of them.
Yes.
I think they kind of all had equal screen time. Yeah, she had a lot of screen time. It was fun. I would recommend going to see it. I think it was actually it was a good fun time.
Okay, now if you were putting this in Mal, what would you rank it?
I'm doing that at the end.
No, I want to give her number ratings now.
Okay, if I was putting it in Mal as a movie score, it would probably be a 7.
A 7? Okay.
Possibly an 8. 7.5.
I say I'll go next. I agree with a lot of the sentiments that Mark said. Sentiment statements. I don't know what fucking word to use. But I agree with a lot of what he said. And yeah, I think I'm gonna play a little bit more on the side of the positive side. I think this gets an 8 in my opinion because I had fun and I really liked it. Your turn.
Okay, so I agree with what everybody has said so far, but one thing that I liked was that you don't have to know the whole Spy Family lore to enjoy the movie. So if you're bringing your family,
I'm sorry, interrupting here. No, there's a reason. I want to preface this. Preface. What word?
Preface.
Okay, I want to preface the fact that the knowledge needed for this movie is the first season of the anime because they do reference a few of the events from the first season. I thought that was something very notable to say. Is going through, I was thinking about, like, does any of this include content from season 2? Like, what would I need to watch beforehand if I, like, fully understood? And yes, I agree with the sentiment of, yes, you can just go in hands-free, but there is a few things they flash back in reference to that happened in season 1. Sorry to cut you off. I just thought that was important to state.
Yeah, so I don't think I've even finished all of season 1 of Spy Family. I think I had like two or 3 episodes. Did we watch all of it? Did we? Did we watch? I don't know.
I have a feeling you did not finish it all.
Yeah, I don't think we did. So I might have not even caught that. But like, it goes over, the whole like Spy Family lore in the first 5 minutes, and then you're in the world. So I thought they did a good job with that. So good job, Spy Family movie people.
I think that's a good point. I thought that same thing at the beginning was you don't have to know anything about this to just go in and enjoy this movie one-off.
Yes.
So you can bring your whole family to see the Spy Family.
Bring my dysfunction.
Okay, that is an interesting point, and we'll talk about that as we get into spoilers. Because there was a big group of young girls that were there.
Oh, okay.
Well, I just don't know that this is a G movie.
Go ahead, Daru. Sing your praises.
I don't know that this is a G movie.
No, they said damn and shit.
I know.
And stuff,
so I
man,
just,
bro. There's violence too.
It reminds me a little bit of how so many little girls dress up as Nezuko. And if you watch Demon Slayer, it's really not a kid's show at all. There's a lot of blood and gore and guts. And anyhow, I'm off topic.
And good animation.
Yes, and good animation.
All right. So I guess let's go tidbit by tidbit.
Yeah, we'll do spoilers now and talk about
spoilers. I don't. I just played the car sound effect one. I chose that one randomly. None of them have. I'm the only one with headphones on right now, so I just thought I'd say that.
Okay.
We're all very relaxed on this episode.
So the story is about Lloyd is going to lose the Operation Strix because they're wanting to put him on a different case.
Yes, because someone else has his own child, and they're like, "Oh, this kid can get into school." I think that was the beginning of the movie, so that's when I was like, "That's just the least I remember."
And so he was supposed to be put onto a different case, but basically the crux of it is he and Yor and Anya go up north and take basically a little family vacation to learn about a dessert.
Question. We talk about them going up north. Where do you think they went? Like geographically? Because yes, this is Cold War times, right? So this in the story obviously takes place, like the main Spy Family takes place in Germany. Berlin specifically, because it's West Berlin and East Berlin. They call it Berlin.
Yes.
So I was thinking this has got to be like, what, Switzerland? Geography is not my specialty. I'm American.
Well, that's...
Because I
mean, northern... If you go... Germany
so you
goes further north than Switzerland does.
So you think they just went to northern Germany?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Alex was like, is it Russia? I was like, I doubt it'd be Russia, given the fact that it's supposed to take place during the Cold War.
To me, it reminds me of what would be northern Germany and like the Christmas towns, where they have that kind of feel, like where they went was.
Ja!
They had mulled wine at the Christmas market. That's like super freaking German. So.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Tis, the alcoholic.
More on that later.
All right, so let's go through what I'll go through what chronologically what I remember. So
all right, I'll correct you if you're wrong.
It goes
or
to
when you're wrong.
After they do exposition and kind of give all the backstory, it cuts to Anya in school. And they're finding out that they have to do a make a dessert, and it has to be elegant.
Elegant. Did you know the guy who does the director guy? And I'm sure you can hear it now that you've heard him talk more. But the guy who does Bon Clay in One Piece, he goes elegant.
Elegant. So they have to make an elegant dessert, and
Elegant.
Lloyd finds out about it, and through his research, because he knows the principal's judging it, and through his research, he knows the principal's favorite dessert is Mari Mari,
Elegant.
which is a cake that comes from the northern region.
Elegant. I'm sorry. I don't have much to add.
Okay. Well, then pick it up. So then what do they do next?
So then they're like, all right. Oh, well, you've skipped over a decent chunk of it. So as they're kind of back in Berlin,
oh yeah, you're right.
Lloyd, like when Lloyd is leaving the headquarters to hear about this new mission stuff, right? He has to pick up. Oh God, I can't even think. Nightfall, the woman spy. He has to pick up her hat because it blew away in the wind. And Yor is on top. Why is Yor's on top of the?
They're putting the. So they all work for government.
Yeah,
they're putting the flags up.
Putting the flag up, and this woman, one of Yor's coworkers, are talking about the 3 things to know if your man is cheating. Alex, do you remember them? Because I mean, let the woman say it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so it was buying presents. Okay. It was going on long business trips and dressing differently. Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. 50 points to Alex.
So Yor saw
Yor saw what looked to be Lloyd kissing Nightfall when it was actually just Lloyd grabbing her hat and kind of like.
Yeah.
And it was even Eagle Eye because Yor saw him like 3 blocks away or whatever. Something ridiculous like. Yeah, Yor. So then, basically, Lloyd's like, Anya, we gotta go get this tart. Let's go. Let's go to the north. And, Yor's like, oh man, oh geez. This is a business trip. That's right. This is sign 1 of him cheating on me. And Lloyd's like, oh fuck, I need Yor to go with me because this restaurant that has the I'm just gonna call it the quiche pie thingamabob.
Bavarian Grill.
Sure. The restaurant that has the quiche pie fruit thingamabob. Meryl May Key Mari only serves families, which is a really weird business model in my opinion. I mean, if they're staying in business, they're staying in business. I'm not one to complain, but it just seems like a really weird business model that, we only serve families with reservations. Yes?
If I can be a nerd for a second.
Let her be a nerd.
Let her be a nerd? Okay, fine.
Hi. Okay. So, actually in Japan, there's a lot of
Sorry,
mom...
I'm being a condescending asshole.
It's okay, I forgive you. In Japan, there's a lot of mom and pop restaurants that have rules like that. So there's some restaurants that'll just serve 20 people a day and then it's done. Or they might have some kind of rule you have to be something to dine here. So
you're saying in Japan it wouldn't be unusual to have a restaurant that says families
right.
only.
It sounds super weird to us, but I don't know.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Man, I love Applebee's and Chili's. I can go in there alone on a Friday night and get no stares. It is 10:30. We are all so sleep deprived right now. I just got back from
you're not okay. All right, yeah.
Day-long choir tour where I got up at 7 in the morning.
I don't. Alex and I aren't sleep deprived. Okay, we're just having to deal with you.
Oh God. She says she's stressed from work. Boo-hoo. Ooh, I have to translate. Okay, anyways, we're oh, yes. So
God, he's insufferable sometimes.
Lloyd's like, Yor, let us go on this family vacation together. Because I need to get into this. He doesn't say he needs to get into the restaurant, but he's like, fuck, dude, this restaurant only serves families. So then they go.
I don't know. was the first thing just after that just kind of show them at the restaurant? They didn't, or did they go to the airport? Am I missing?
Remember the whole thing on the Anya with the train? The whole train that kicks off the whole damn subplot of the movie?
That's right. Okay, yeah. Okay. I knew there was something there.
They go on a train. I thought it was pretty cool. I like trains. I like trains. That's a reference to all my fans out there. Anyway,
so when they get on the train,
thanks.
Anya has to go use the restroom from their car,
Sorry, I don't
and
need to be condescending.
she sees a key that's left on the bathroom
she's gotta
sink.
She's gotta go use the bath. How foretelling! How foreshadowing! That she finds the key when she has to use the bathroom.
That is true.
So she finds the key, and Bond is there, and Bond gets a future vision of whatchamacallit, a suitcase that the key unlocks, and it has a treasure inside. And these two guys are like, oh, everyone's good. This treasure's gonna spark a war. And so Anya's like, yeah, I got nothing else to do. Let's go open this. So Anya goes and trails off to go find this suitcase, and she opens it with her key, and inside is a treasure chest with a chocolate. And Anya's like, well, I gotta kind of put this back. I can't eat it as much as I want to. It's funny, when I was first sitting there and I first saw the chocolate, did you think it was gonna be like an actual, like, just high delicate chocolate imported for, like, Desmond or whatever?
No, I figured there was something else to it.
Okay, I didn't. I assumed it was like that one episode where the one guy is hired to change the grades on Desmond's paper.
That's right.
So I just thought it was something for like the family. Oh, anyways. Okay, Alex shares my sentiment. Finally. You don't have to agree with me.
Well, you said finally, like I.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna straighten up my act from here on. God, I'm probably making you the most likable guest on the podcast, Father. I'm gonna get overthrown. It's just gonna be
that's already the case.
I
can promise you that I'm already the more likable person on the podcast.
You should put out a survey. Who's the more likable?
No.
You should. That's fine.
I'm every day I debate quitting this. Anyways, part of me just wants to redo this whole thing so I don't seem like an ass. But
so who doesn't?
Me.
Yeah, you're kind of coming across as one, but that's okay.
I can't. We're already.
Yeah, we're way too far in. All right, just.
It's not okay, Alex.
Change your attitude now.
All right.
She accidentally eats the chocolate.
Yes.
All right. And then, then they make some noise. They go chasing after her. They go into the
dining car.
The dining car.
And Anya's like, Mom, save me! And like, York busts down the door because they were looking for Anya, and she's like, what are you doing with my daughter? Why I oughta? And she says, Anya, close your eyes real quick. And she beats the crap out of the two of them, and then says, oops, there's some clumsy guys. And Anya's like, woo-wee, those chocolate bandits sure are chocolating. Okay, and then... Your mic turned off somehow. Your mic turned off somehow. I don't know what you did, but like... Oh. Go ahead, try it again.
Hello?
Hello, we're back.
Maybe disconnected. So then, are we next in the new town? Yes. And we're going to the restaurant?
Yes. Oh, well, yeah. They go directly to the restaurant. They look at a plane real quick. They're just kind of doing an overview shot. They establish a plane. They establish just kind of the general area. And then they go to the restaurant.
They order like a little bit of everything, and then they order the Mary Mary.
They order the Mary Mary. Do you remember the name of the restaurant?
It was something and bonds.
Something
Barrel and Bonds?
Something in Bonds.
Barrel and Bonds?
Okay, what was the story? He told the story. It was
Ragged
about...
Bonds?
Because they bonded over what? It was him and the other kid.
The kid-
It was during the war, and they bonded over.
They were both like starving or whatever. And he found them, and I don't know.
Anyhow, they order all their food, and then they finally get the last piece of Mary Mary, and then
Yes.
some military guy comes in.
Hitler.
He said
Hitler walks in and he goes, "Sieg Heil!"
You said you were going to straighten up, and what are you doing?
I'm not being an ass to either of y'all right now. I'm cracking a joke.
and
A
he
German dictator. I'm not finishing this joke.
Dictator walks into
A German dictator.
He's like the guy from Helsing Ultimate. So he wants the Mary Mary, and they take it and give it to him.
Yes.
because he tells the owner that he'll have him put out of business, basically.
And
if he doesn't
then
give it to him.
Lloyd's like, "Hey, stop." And he's like, "I'll play a game with you if you want your piece of fruity cake pie quiche back." He says, "Here are 3 sweets in front of you. You must list out the sugar in each of these sweets." And Lloyd's like, I thought this was really funny. So Lloyd's like, little does he know, I infiltrated a 3-star restaurant. I think, like, maybe they just didn't have room for it in the translation, but I feel like it's pretty important to mention the fact that they were Michelin stars. Because a 3 Michelin star restaurant compared to a 3-star restaurant is a lot different. Did you understand that it was Michelin stars?
I knew that's what it meant.
I had to explain it to Alex because Alex thought it was just like a 3-star shitty
that's
restaurant.
funny.
Huh? I was like, Lloyd, 3 stars? I mean, you do you, but yeah.
So that's funny. Okay, that's where they probably only said 3. Well, they probably wouldn't have said Michelin anyways, but they had to match voice flaps.
Michelin.
So they couldn't add in another a large word. But okay, that was pretty funny though. So he had to guess what sugar was used in each dessert.
And he did. And then the other guy's like, I should be specific. And he goes, brown sugar, 7 grams, something like. He lists out the amount of grams used in each recipe.
Yeah. So
And
then
so he's like, I'll commend you. You did pretty good. And he goes, he eats the cake.
So now they had to find the ingredients. Because they asked, can we come first thing tomorrow? And he said, well, no, because the ingredients don't come till
The
Monday.
ingredients don't come till Monday, and they leave Monday, and it's like, what now? And so Lloyd goes out into the market.
Well, he said, actually, it was your proposed. What if we find all the ingredients for you? Then will you make it tomorrow morning? And the guy said, yes, absolutely. So
Because he's like, can you just give us the recipe? He's like, no, it's not written down, and it's a secret.
And somebody said selfish.
What? No. All right.
That's when they go, and this is when they go to the Christmas market.
Yes, they go to the Krisu Christmas market.
We've got a comedian in the room.
Okay. I'm sorry. Anytime I think of Christmas, all I can think of now is your obsession with getting the Kurisu Christmas figure.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with
If
that.
you guys hear this, please send me your PayPal information at generationalanimepod@gmail.com. And
it's not a matter of
we
being able to
can-
afford it.
we
It's,
can
I can't even.
We can go find me.
No, it's not-
Go find me.
I don't
Mark
need to be-
Kurisu Christmas.
I don't need to be funded. You just can't find it.
Kurisu Christmas.
It's out everywhere. They get a good amount of the ingredients, and then
And then Lloyd's like, I need orange syrup. And the only place to get orange syrup is the shooting gallery type game.
what did Anya was originally trying to do it?
Anya tried to do it, and she gets, first of all, she puts her full body on the table, on like the ledge. So she's laying down in a sniper position. And then she's like, bam! And she's like, damn, they're all too fast.
I don't even think it's shot. Oh yeah, She said they're too fast, and Lloyd did. They're not even moving.
And I don't know. And then Anya reads the guy's mind. He's like, "Her stupid girl. She doesn't know that anything above the the bottom shelf is braced with metal brackets." And Lloyd's like, "What the fuck was that?" Lloyd's like, "I know how these things work." And
Why is that Lloyd's voice? It's not even. It's not even close.
all right. He goes, "I know how these things work."
and he's not Sean Connery.
He goes, "I know how these things work." And he goes,
Right.
"There's a common scam with these." And he's like, "Let me play." And he shoots one.
He ricochets it off.
Ricochets off the side of the bear, off the side of the bottle, and it goes bam and knocks over like half the shit. And the guy's like, awkward. Because everyone's like, what are those metal brackets? He's like, we got a winner, guys.
What is that noise?
My chair.
Yeah.
Everyone give it up. And he's like, "You're lucky." And Lloyd's like, it's not luck. I could do it again. You want me to show you? And he's like, "Just take your orange syrup and go." So he gets the orange syrup, and the only thing left is cherry liqueur. Oh, sorry. After that, Anya like runs off, and Lloyd's like, "Where did Anya go?" And he looks over, and Anya's riding on this little kiddie train, and she's like, "Dad, Dad, Dad!"
And she's talking about it's so funny. He says,
He's like, "I don't understand how she enjoys it.
"It's so
It's
slow and it
just
just goes in a circle."
I don't understand children." And then yours like, he's like, "Well, I'm gonna go get a drink." And yours there with him.
Well,
Oh,
he
sorry.
said, "Let's go get some coffee to warm us up."
Wait. We missed the part where he buys the lipstick for Yor. When
Oh,
he's
yeah, I
buying all
guess
the
'cause that comes
ingredients,
back.
some vendors are like, "Oh, you should get a gift for your wife. Get her this lipstick. It's oil and honey and pink." And Lloyd's like, "Here, I'll get you a lipstick because you said your lipstick on the train was itching your lip." And that was one of the 3 signs that your husband is cheating on you, is if he buys you random gifts.
Yes.
So, anyways, back to where we were. Lloyd's like, "I'm gonna go get a drink. You want something?" And Yor's like, "Man,
Well, he was so yeah. He said coffee to warm up, so he's getting coffee.
coffee."
And she has been wanting to talk to him about.
talk about the that he saw him
Yeah.
kiss the girl, and she's like, "I need a little liquid courage," and she slams like maybe $100 down on the table and just starts chugging cup after cup of wine. And I think there's like 15, 16 little think like red Solo cups full of wine.
They looked like coffee cups.
They did look like coffee cups.
I guess you said like coffee cups full of whiskey or something.
No, they were wine because it was red.
Oh, it was wine.
Mold-
Oh, is that what you were talking about?
Yeah.
That's where you saw the. Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't even realize that's what that
Because
was.
I had some this past Christmas. And
Past Christmas, I had some mulled wine, and the very next day, I woke up hungover. Anyways, so Yor has like 16 of these things. And she's like,
She just keeps slapping money
yeah,
down.
she's like, "God," and she chugs one, and she's like, "Lloyd, I saw you kissed another," and like she can't even get her stuff out, but she's yelling like, "Oh, you cheated on me!" And everyone's looking at them, and Anya's like, "What the heck? Are they flirting?" And anyway, she basically just like passes out and then wakes up on a park bench with all of them looking over.
And it's the same day, and she wakes up pretty much completely sober. It'd be
Yeah.
great if you could sleep off drunkenness and a hangover that quickly.
Amen. So
Let Alex say that.
yeah, no, amen. I did exactly what she did when I had boyfriend troubles, and it took me a little while to recover from that.
I'm so and then this guy walks by. He's like, "Ooh, if you want to be flirty and romantic, you should ride the Ferris wheel." And Anya's like, guys, let's go on the Ferris wheel. But then Anya doesn't even go on the damn Ferris wheel. She just makes Lloyd and York go on. They leave her at the bottom.
Wasn't it because she mind read them something, and so because one of them said something about divorce.
Oh yeah, Becky was talking about like, oh, you don't want your parents to get divorced. It leads to brutal fighting.
She was recalling that.
Yeah, recalling that. Yes, memory.
And so that she wanted them to go on the Ferris wheel themselves. So I think she backed out of the car last minute.
Yes, and just like tricked him.
And so in the car, basically, they established that Lloyd is not
Cheating.
having an affair.
He's like, do you remember our vows? I promised you that no matter what, we'd work it out together.
So this is interesting to me because he never really shows emotion toward Yor.
Uh-huh.
But she's always concerned about it, and he kind of did, and then she just punches him.
She just like slaps him because she's so flustered, and then Lloyd falls out of the car at the very top, and then just like somersaults down and lands perfectly right next to Anya and Bond. And Anya's like, are you guys okay? Is Dad okay? And he's like, yeah, no, everything's fine. We're not fighting. And Yor's like, yes, we are not.
And what did they say?
What did they say? What? When?
Don't you remember? She saw the big thing on the side of his head, and she said,
"Is this aggressive flirting? Aggressive flirting, guys! You heard it from Anya first. Domestic abuse is flirting."
Wrong.
Okay, so what happens next?
Oh God. They go to the hotel because Lloyd's gonna go look for the
Okay,
the
so he goes off on
liqueur.
his own. He can't find the
Cherry
liqueur
liqueur.
anywhere.
There's like a whole montage of him doing a bunch of not stupid, but like a bunch of random spy stuff, like sneaking into houses, bars to try and find this stuff, and no one has it. Meanwhile, it cuts to General. I'm just gonna call him Hitler at this point because I don't remember his name. It cuts to Cold War Hitler.
Yes.
And Sugar Hitler.
Hitler.
We'll call him Sugar Hitler.
And he's securing a big giant airship.
Basically like a mix between the Hindenburg and the Titanic.
It is a mix between the Hindenburg and Titanic.
And he's like, he kills a guy because he was working for Wise. And then...
So this is now the new case.
Villain.
They've got to get the microfiche.
They got to get the microfiche film.
Oh, well, sorry. I'm 52. We had microfiche in the library when we were kids. Or that's how you looked up archive stuff.
Oh.
It was the sheet of like it looked like a negative. Do you even know what that is? Like a photo negative? And you would find it in the card catalog, and then you would take it to this like microscope thing and put it under the microscope.
Generational Anime Podcast, everyone.
Hey, learning something new.
Sure.
Kids. Anyhow, so that's their new thing, is to find the microfilm.
Film, yes. Fish.
We're going to watch YouTube videos about microfiche after this.
Okay, sure. And then, he kills a guy because he's working for Wise. He's like, so the microfilm was eaten, and he's like, what? So he has these two. They're not the two main henchmen, but like the two henchmen that the show focused on.
The ones that were trying.
The
to
ones
get the
that were trying to get the chocolate on the train. So one of them looked like a human version of Mangy Mutt from Yokai Watch. Don't you agree?
Yes, 100%.
And the other one was voiced by the same dub voice actor as Daru from the Steins Gate.
The acclaimed series.
The acclaimed series Steins Gate. So for the simplicity of not knowing their names, I'm going to call
Daru and Mangy Mutt.
Daru and Mangy Mutt, his two little henchmen. You gotta admit the one guy looked like me.
I agree.
So Daru and Mangy Mutt are like, so the film was eaten, and he's like, Sugar Hitler's like, what? And
When was it established it was eaten? Did they figure it out on the train
I think
because she
they
had
figured it-
chocolate on her mouth?
yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, that happens, and then they all get on the airship. They're like, either way, it's fine. We still have type F or whatever,
Yeah.
and we gotta start World War III, bruh.
And back at the hotel, Lloyd was going to go off on his own to try to find.
Oh
the
well, Anya went
Cherry
to
liqueur.
sleep.
Well, she went into the her bedroom, and then Yor was saying, "Well, this is a family," and she was referencing hanging out with her brother when they were young, and
oh yeah, Yuri's here. Not really. I'm glad. I
know. It's very limited Yuri.
I'm sorry when they made like Nightfall there. I was like, please don't make Yuri do the exact same. I was like, God, and they did.
But the two of them are both so annoying.
Nightfall's a little more tolerable than Yuri. Yuri.
Okay, only because she's not opining over her sibling.
Yeah.
But she's just overly.
It's just creepy and wrong.
That's just nasty. That's what Cleveland Brown goes. That's just nasty.
That's exactly how I feel. It's gross.
Like Cleveland Brown?
My name is Cleveland Brown, and I am proud to be
Alex
in
always
Spy
feels
Family.
like Cleveland Brown.
I like Cleveland Jr. Anyways,
They decide to go to find this cherry liqueur as a family.
yes, as a family,
And as they're going to leave, well, actually, Nightfall is
room service.
yes disguising as room service, and you thought that was going to come up as something, but it didn't, because
Yeah,
Yor never realized who it was.
yeah.
And nothing materialized. But then they realized that Anya has left on her own, and her and Woof went to go find the liqueur. Borf. I always forget. Oh, Bond.
Yeah, James.
And
Bond.
they
Gotta mention the cameo of the best character.
Oh,
go for it. Let Alex do it. I want Alex to do it.
So, Lloyd makes a phone call to Frankie, like, we need to get this liquor, Frankie. And Frankie's rizzing up a woman, but Lloyd cockblocked him there. That's exactly what happened. I felt bad for the man.
He always does.
cock blocked. That is not Cleveland Brown approved. When we do episodes
Good
with
catch.
when we do episodes with Alex, we need to make a new logo. And you know how Carrie's is Asuka from Evangelion?
Mm-hmm.
Can we do when we do JoJo Lands with Alex? Can I like crop over Okabe with like a white blonde Cleveland Brown now? And it just has like a pink glitter shirt or something too. Anyways, so yeah, Lloyd, Frankie.
Wait, what
never,
did you? What's? Okay. Oscars for care. What? I don't. In all the times I've seen you cosplay at cons, Alex, it's always. I feel like it's always been video game stuff. Like, what? If he was going to block me out and put some anime character over who would it be?
Anime character. Shit. I like Kurisu, but who do I like recently? I don't even know. I like Tartaglia Genshin Impact.
it needs to be a woman for branding's sake.
Can I Google blonde anime women real quick?
Sure, go ahead. We'll keep talking. So, Frankie never.
Can it be Cinema Roll, please?
Who?
The thing on Alex's sweater
Oh,
is cinnamon roll Sanrio. Frankie never shows up again, and that's the end of that. But they launch the airship, and they're up in the air, and they're like, "Well, no, we missed a lot. Sorry." So Anya sneaks out.
Yeah, her and Bond go around looking for it, and she gets kidnapped by
She gets
Mangy
kidnapped.
Mutt and
No,
Daru.
she gets the liquor.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because
she gets it.
Bond future predicts
Yeah.
where it is. Anya sneaks out.
And the guys who are working for Hitler are trying to find
Sugar
her based,
Hitler, Sugar Hitler.
Sugar Hitler, trying
Are
to find
trying
her
to
based
find
on this
Anya off
horrible
this.
sketch.
It's like fucking Sanji's Wanted poster. You haven't seen it yet, but it's like the most awful sketch. And they're like, that can't be the girl. They're like, no.
I think did either Homer Simpson or Peter Griffin have to? Didn't one of them do a sketch for the police?
It was Peter Griffin. It was Peter Griffin.
Didn't he draw a sketch?
He was like, the joke was that he was the joke that it was like he did like a really racist caricature as the sketch. But then the joke was, to the end of that gag, is that was actually what the person looked like.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like they looked like a stick figure with the racist caricature.
That's right.
Anyways, and that, so yeah, they kidnap Anya. Daru and Mangy Mutt kidnap Daru, and then I thought that was funny. So Mangy Mutt is like really spiritual.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So to find Anya, Mangy Mutt is using dowsing rods just to point to where Anya is. And they go to kidnap Anya. Bond takes a bite out of Daru's clothes and keeps the patch, and then gives said patch to Lloyd. Lloyd's like, oh, Anya got kidnapped. And yeah.
So
and then they go to chase after her.
They chase after her, and then they end up somehow getting a plane.
Yeah, they hijacked the plane in the middle of the square.
Oh, okay. All right, so here's a question I have for the two of you guys.
All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Do things like you're being able to basically fly, and Lloyd being able to
No. It
become...
does not take away from my experience. It does not make me care. Like, it does not make me like, actually, Lloyd should not be able to do any of this realistically without people. You cannot just launch a plane in the middle of Times Square. No one would notice. Town Square, not
I'm
Times Square.
just asking the question because, like, I don't... Is it just because it's just for fun, so
Yes.
it doesn't matter?
Well, you already have a family consisting of a telepath, someone who can see the future, this crazy assassin woman, in like a mastermind spy who can just touch someone and make a disguise of them. I really don't think him hijacking a plane in the middle.
That's not what I was talking about. I was talking about the disguise thing. That's the one part that kind of bothers me. I don't like the fact that he can just become somebody else at any point in time when he wants to.
So, yeah, no. It bothered me the very first time. I was like, this is not realistic. But then I was like, it's Spy Family. And then I got over it. It took me one time, but it was weird. It was very weird at first. It did bother me. Like, I was bothered.
Okay, but would you want to have the scene of Lloyd quickly pulling a bunch of wax out of his ass to make a mold of a head and put it on?
No, and I don't. And again, it doesn't take away from my enjoyment. I still like it. It's almost like it's just so easy to do that.
No, I understand.
So, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of James from Pokemon. Because he'll, like...
I'm taking the mic away. Don't diss my MC. Don't diss the greatest goat to ever grace anime.
Never diss James, but, like, he's not, you know... He puts on some weird disguises, and he does not look anything like that. And then Ash is like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "Bro, it's
James cross dresses a lot for some weird. I'm just pointing this out, but
I
like,
can't think who James is.
he's the blue-haired guy. He goes meow,
Oh, that team. Okay, the Team
meow,
Rocket guy.
and then Meowth goes meow. That's right. Meowth, do you hate liberals? Meow. That's right.
So he steals a plane, and your chases after the plane and jumps onto it and gets into the
cargo hatch, Mission Impossible,
cargo
Tom
bin.
Cruise style. Except
Yeah, I like when it's flying off and she's hanging from the bottom of the plane.
I know. So yeah. Anyways, and while this is happening, it cuts to Anya, and we're gonna go here. before we go off on this segment, I have a question for you, Alex. Does Japan find potty humor funny?
Yes. Yes, they do.
That explains it all.
Okay. But this, I will say, can I say, go ahead and say it? Because, yeah, they find potty humor funny, but this bordered on being like Dan Schneider level of potty humor. It wasn't like poop so funny or like that,
Oh,
no.
who is? Wait, I've heard you say
Dan
Dan Snyder twice,
Schneider
and I know you're
is-
not talking about the owner of the ex-owner of the Washington Commanders. So who are you talking about?
The Nickelodeon guy, Dan Schneider.
Oh, okay.
The
okay,
one who
okay,
really, really,
Okay.
really liked feet.
Okay.
Basically, okay. So what happens for context?
Yeah,
like
I
it's
was gonna say,
fucking
give the
needed.
context.
Because Anya ate the the film, the microfilm, they need her to poop it out, and it's
She's held hostage on the airship,
and they're like, we need you to poop.
Mangy
Hello,
Mutt,
little girl, poop for us.
Mangy Mutt and Daru are tasked with.
Making sure Anya poops
Yeah.
in a location where they can fish.
They've got a little bedpan that's
They got a little swan
shaped
bedpan,
like a swan.
and they gotta get her to poop in the bedpan so they can go fish out the microfilm. And Anya's like, and then he's like, once she's pooped, we can take care of her.
And so her stomach is growling and gurgling and driving
But
her crazy.
Anya doesn't want to do anything because she's worried if she poops, they're gonna kill her.
So
So she's trying to hold it in the whole time, and she's doing the poopy dance, and she's doing the.
she gets to the final stages, and then tell us what happens.
Oh, okay. We're letting Alex describe it.
yes.
No, but here's my problem is that, like, the timeline, okay? The first 20 minutes where she hasn't reached the climax of the poop.
Don't use climax. Don't use climax. Please. Don't use climax.
But, like, the first 20 minutes, it's just focusing on her talking about how bad she has to shit. And it's just constant. It's like, I have to shit. I have to poop. I'm gonna poop myself. And it's like 20 minutes long. And then she hits the climax where
Don't use climax.
her eyes like roll back into the back of her head. And then it cuts off to this scene where she's in this dream, this like acid trip.
I wanna alliterate the fact. I'm gonna paint you a picture, everybody, with my words.
Here.
Because Mark has given his mic to Alex. So keep it close to your face.
Okay.
All right, I want to paint you a picture. Have
Yeah.
any of you guys listening ever watched a Ghibli film? Do you know how beautiful and just gorgeous a Ghibli Boy and the Heron? How beautiful the
Glo-
art style is.
Golden Globe winner.
Spirited Away. Oh my God, the colors. Like when you're inside the house, the bathhouse, and just how vibrant they
Majestic.
are.
Yeah.
Howl's Moving Castle when they go in that field at the very end. Now picture that and maybe take away $1 million in budget and leave them with another like I don't know what the budget is for like a Ghibli movie, right? But maybe think like half the budget of a Ghibli movie, right?
Yeah.
It's very much bright colors
Mhm.
in a very fantasy
Very
landscape.
fluid animation.
Very
style.
fluid animation style. Anya's drawn with like it's not like the line work of a Ghibli. She's very much like stylized, and she's just they draw her very stylized, kind of almost like a crayon drawing, but a little more refined. And then out from the clouds, a rainbow appears, and
Yeah, you
and-
think it's
and then-
Haku, like
and
the
yes,
handsome
you think it's like
dragon
Haku. You think it's
boy?
like the heron from Boy and the Heron.
You think it's Howl?
You think it's Howl. You think it's just hello, it's me, the poop god.
Not that-
The poop god descends, looking like a mix of Master Roshi and the elegant guy. And he's got a little poop staff. He's got a little poop on his head. His hair shaped like a poop. He's like, look, Anya,
It's time to
it's
let
time
go.
to let go. It's time for you to poop. It's time for you to reach the climb. Nope. It's time for you to poop. I'm going to take you to a wonderful place. I'm going to take you to the toilet garden, and they go over this ocean, this beautiful blue ocean
But it
with
ain't
these dolphins.
It
But they ain't dolphins. They're toilet paper rolls. They fly over this ocean of these vibrantly colored toilet paper rolls jumping out of this beautiful blue ocean.
Yeah.
And then they reach the garden of the toilets.
No, but before that, she's like running out of like fuel to fly, so she starts to like feel
Fart.
a rumbling
She starts
in her
to
tummy.
fart. And she farts to
farts
propel
Poop,
herself.
Like rainbow
She
poop.
she farts little green poopies. And that went on for about a solid 10 minutes.
It was,
7.
but you have to factor in like the whole 20 minutes before where she's
She's
just
like,
constantly like, I'm
I
about
got
to
poop.
shit
I'm
myself."
cold. I'm cold. No, I'm just doing a poopy. I'm in a playground dance. And she reaches the magical poop world. This is like NPR right now. Grab yourself a nice cup of coffee. Turn the AC up because this is NPR. And she grabs herself. She takes herself she's guided to the toilet garden,
Yeah.
full of statues of the poop god pissing.
Yeah.
And they're lined, they're rows, they look like the Statue of Liberty. They're beautiful. And at the very back of it, there's a huge toilet. And he goes, there's a row of them, they're arcing urine streams. It's an arch. And there's a giant toilet. And he says, Anya, it's time to let go.
She's like, is it okay? Can I really?
And he says, yes, my child, you can. And then it cuts away, and Anya's just like
No,
on the bed.
did you forget the fireworks?
Oh,
The
yes.
fireworks.
Fireworks.
They're there,
Anya-
and then there's like a sun.
Anya poops, and there's in the dream world.
Like
She
a
poops in the dream.
blazing-
She mentally poops.
Yeah.
Mentally poops. And there's fireworks. There's colors.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Her brain was a bit ahead of her body there.
Acid. And then we cut away. And she's just lying there on the bed. She looks like she just fucking died and got revived. And then
And then they're like, "Is it out?"
and
Did
she's
you
like,
do it?
no. And so basically they run up to the bridge and they're like, Sir, she hasn't pooped yet. And
So
he's
guess what?
like,
Guess what
and
continues
he's like,
the next 20 minutes?
Sugar Hitler says, cut her stomach open. And they're like, Daru and Mangimon are like, I don't want to do that. Rock, paper, scissors. Oh, sorry. So Daru gets the orders to cut her stomach open. So he walks back, and Mangy Mutt is surrounded her in a bunch of yellow and coffee beans. It's going, yellow 3, make her poop. Because, like, spiritually, I don't know, the coffee beans and the yellow 3, I don't know.
They were like the lucky items of the day.
Yes.
Yeah. So he surrounded her in those.
And he's like, poop, my child.
And she's there laying on the bed with all this
And
paraphernalia
she just
around her.
that's sure, use that word. And
I'm just describing what happened. And it was
and so she doesn't poop, and then they rock paper scissors over who gets to cut her stomach open, and then something like by the way, why the whole time this is happening, Lloyd and Yor are in the plane getting shot at. That's not important though. The more important thing, like,
and it's on fire.
and it's on fire. No, that's later. That's the dumbest thing though. Is like this 25 minutes of fucking Anya having to poop, holding it in, going to the poop dimension,
and then coming back.
is immediately followed back with like a fucking dogfight between Lloyd in this plane and the airship. Like, he's getting guided missiles fucking shot at him. There's turrets. It's like a goddamn Sonic Adventure sky chase level. And then we cut back to Anya getting, or like, the poop time.
There's like 20 more minutes of poop and toilet
It's
paper
poop
stuff
time.
in the real world.
All I can think of is the Teen Titans Go Poop song. I pooped in the toilet, right in the toilet. I poop in the toilet, I poop in the toilet. Plop, plop, goes and poop right down the toilet.
Has it always been like this, Mark? Has poop humor always been a thing? Or is this just our generation? There's something wrong.
Give him the mic.
I think poop humor has always been a thing.
Poopy.
It's
Poopy.
I think maybe it's that in my generation it
Poopy.
was just guys who thought poop humor was funny. But
Oh,
now it
I
seems
thought
like
that
it
was funny when
was across all genders.
when Sugar Hitler was like, have you pooped since you ate the chocolate lady? And she's like, girls don't poop, only guys poop. And Sugar Hitler stares her down and she goes, that was a lie.
So yeah, Lloyd and has crashed the plane into it after a dogfight with them, and he and Yor have gotten onto the airship.
And because of the plane crash, it disrupts Mangy Mutt and Daru from cutting Anya's stomach open. She kind of escapes and starts to run down the hallway.
Okay.
Still having to poop, by the way.
So yes, and that may be. I feel like Alex, you were kind of going there with this. Is that, and I don't to go back to
Dan Schneider. Dan Schneider.
Lloyd and his ability to put on any disguise. I don't know if I mind the disguises as much as if he has time to make the disguise, I'm okay. But for him to just be able to snap his finger,
Yeah, get a guy in a hallway,
But it
walk out
did-
as the guy.
But I think what made me madder than that was that if you go through the whole poop dream and then you still don't poop for like 20 more minutes, like how did she? She had to. I mean, she got to poop at some point in time.
I feel like if you had to poop, right, and the option is pooping or getting your stomach cut open,
Well, okay, that was the other
I'd
thing I
rather
thought-
just go poop.
That's the other thing I thought was funny is I was surprised that Mangy Mutt and Daru didn't come in there and say, "Hey, girl, listen."
Yeah, I
Our
am
boss
too.
has said
If
either
you
you
don't-
shit this thing out or we're going to cut your stomach open.
Yeah,
We'd prefer you just get it out because we don't want to cut your stomach open.
this is awful. This is awful.
This is real talk.
None of this was in the damn trailer.
No, this is where this was supposed to have gone. So while this is happening, you've got Lloyd trying to find. He's putting on another disguise as some lieutenant guy, trying to figure out where Anya is, and Yor is fighting. What was the guy's name?
The Project F.
So for like 20 minutes,
Yor's
Yor is
fighting
in
this
in the
fucking
burning engine
Because
room.
because Yor lit the plane on fire. Yor's in the engine room fighting this fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger wannabe
Wait.
cyborg guy.
Wouldn't you think that they would tell bro, hey, don't shoot up the whole fucking plane? Hey, we want you to kill Yor, but we also don't want you to destroy the damn airship while you're doing it.
Amen.
Why he had no reason to be anywhere, yet he came up.
I'll be back.
He just came up and started shooting everything. He's like, release the beast, and then the beast blows up the fucking plane.
He's their German secret weapon.
German science is the greatest. That's a reference to JoJo, Dad. When Stroheim,
You know, there are, to go off on a little tangent, there are, I'm sure there's YouTube videos on it, but there's cool documentaries about during World War II, just all of the crazy ass weapons that Hitler was trying to develop to just be on top. And it's, one of them is like a
curved barrel.
I feel like this came up in an anime somewhere, but it's like a parabolic microphone type thing where you just deafen everybody with these high-pitched sounds, and that would be like they would just swipe it across a battlefield with these high-pitched sounds and stuff.
What the fuck?
Well, that's what this reminds me of. Is
Hitler
it's
smoking.
This is
I want some of that.
this is Sugar Hitler developed some crazy ass
cyborg.
yeah,
Arnold
cyborg type,
Schwarzenegger,
yeah.
Terminator wannabe. And Yor fights this bitch for like 20 minutes, and I think we go story beat by story beat. So Yor's thing, she fights him for like it's really unnecessarily drawn out. Like it's cool. The
It's a
visuals
One
are.
Piece battle.
It is a One Piece
Yeah,
battle.
it really was.
The visuals are awesome, so it's justified. But Yor's like, oh man, I can't kill this guy. He's a cyborg, and she ends up using the lipstick Lloyd bought her to light him on fire.
Okay, that was awesome. I don't know if it's just because I'm a girl, but she puts like lipstick all over him. Like, what's going on? And then she's like, there's oil in this. And then she puts the fire on the lipstick trail and lights him on fire. So cool.
Okay,
It was cool.
it was cool.
Where was it that she kind of did a flip and then stuck her landing? Was it when she first got onto the airship?
Yeah, I think so.
that kind of reminded me of like when he fell off the Ferris wheel. The two
Yes.
of them always can
Do flips and
do a
shit.
flip and stick the landing perfectly.
So yeah, that happens.
So she defeated him.
She defeats him, and she's like, where is Lloyd? And anyways, by the meantime this is happening, Lloyd is looking. Oh, so Anya escapes, goes and poops in a
Oh yeah.
in a poop toilet.
Were you guys concerned about that?
I was like, Anya.
Alex, did you think about that?
About like what?
Like that she was pooping in a regular toilet as opposed to a bedpan?
No, I didn't.
But you did, Charlie?
I was like,
Or sorry, Charles.
I was like, I mean, it's all connected to the same place.
All I can think about is if she goes in that toilet, they're gonna have to go through
The sewage.
the sewage in the ship.
And that's what happens. She goes poop in a normal toilet, and they go back up. They're like, oh, we got her in custody. They take her to the whole like fucking gagged up, like with a goddamn napkin in her mouth, her hands tied.
So they tie her up on the bridge in
And
like
then-
the
yeah.
captain's quarters
And
right
then-
below the bridge.
No, well, first they go to the bridge, and Sugar Hitler's like, oh, I need the two of you, Daru and Mangy Mutt. I need you to go search through the sewer system. And they're like,
They said that's a shitty job.
They go, that's a shitty job. Ha ha ha! I get it.
You'd have done the same joke, so don't make fun of it.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome.
So the poop shenanigans continue when the fucking captain's like, go jump in the sewer, and I'm over here like, please, there's no more poop.
A lot of poop
I
jokes.
saw your face when he said go look in the sewers, and you were like sitting there with your hands like over your mouth, like please don't let this be an actual scene of them digging through the sewers. I
Yeah,
will be
I prefer
disgusted
not
as
to see
hell.
All I could think about was Andy Dufresne.
What? Explain, sir?
You don't know who Andy Dufresne is?
No. If I do, I'm just not remembering.
How have I raised a kid who doesn't
Just
know who
say
Andy
it!
Dufresne is? The protagonist in Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. If you would have said that, I would have got it.
That reminds me of the protagonist from Shawshank Redemption.
You could have said, "Oh, it's like
would have
Shawshank."
said
You could have
that?
said, "Oh, it's like Shawshank Redemption when he climbs through
Just
the
know who
sewers."
Andy Dufresne is. Okay, so they don't end up showing that, and he locks up Anya in the quarters below the bridge, and then all of a sudden, Lloyd is now dressed up as that lieutenant.
Walks in, he's like, update on the fire. He's like, Sugar Hitler's like, no update on the fire. Go back to where you came from. And then Lloyd's like, oh fuck, what do I do? And he throws a button. He's like, uh-oh, I dropped my button. And he walks over, and then Sugar Hitler gets out of his chair. He's like, I could smell city on you from the minute you walked in here, you foreigner.
That was an interesting thing. Well, I'm. What do you think he meant by that?
That he just, like, recognized the smell of Berlin.
But he. Okay, so he just recognized he wasn't from that small town.
Yes.
But-
Because of the smell.
But he already knew he was a. I swear in the restaurant, he said he was an outside, like a. He said he was a tourist.
Who? Lloyd?
When they met in the restaurant to do for the Mari Mari
Uh-huh.
and do the sugar challenge, I swear he said to Lloyd, "You
Yeah.
must be an
Yeah, but Lloyd was undercover when this happened. He could smell. He remembered the smell of Lloyd.
Okay,
And
but
was
so
like-
he knew Lloyd was not from the small town. Then he knew
Be-
he was a city person. Then
Then
and
yes,
then he picked him.
and then he
again.
picked up the scent when he came in disguise.
Okay, that
He's
makes
like,
sense.
"Oh, you're that tourist from the Mari Mari restaurant." He's like, Lloyd's like, oh crap," and so he gets in a bunch of gunfire. And then Sugar Hitler's like, well, Anya first alerts Lloyd where
Oh yeah,
she
that's
is
right,
by
tapping on the
fucking banging her head into a bunch of metal pipes. Youch.
communication pipes.
Yes, and then they get in some gunfire, and Sugar Hitler's like, "Oh, time to test out my new poison gas." Anya just so coincidentally opens the windows.
Well, remember, that's when she got herself loose from being tied up, and she flung herself across the room and bashed her head into the control panel that did it.
Open the windows coincidentally. Did that, Alex? Were you like, that's too convenient?
No, but I just was like off at the fact that there was like poison gas. I was like, is this a continuation of the poop jokes? I don't know.
I mean it. I mean, hey,
It
look.
was fart spray.
I mean, hey, look. It's Sugar Hitler. Gas has got to be involved somehow. Do we cut that? Do we cut that out?
What?
The gas joke?
Oh,
No.
I thought you meant because sugar was going to give you gas, but I didn't realize where you were going with that.
No, I'm making a.
I think you're fine.
Okay. Hashtag generational anime podcast.
I mean, I think
over.
if the Native American Pale Ale didn't get you canceled, we're fine.
Yeah. Okay. So that happens. Anya opens the windows, and then during the diversion of the gas, Lloyd disguises himself as Sugar Hitler, and they do the thing where it's like, "Oh, shoot him! He's the imposter! No, he's the imposter!" And Lloyd's like, "I doubt these people have as good as a nose as he does, so I'll be fine." And then they fight a little bit, and Lloyd's like, he's aiming for my disguise. So Lloyd dodges all his knife attacks, and
hold, please. This was my favorite part of the whole freaking movie.
Go ahead, sir. You want to talk about the colors and how they go?
That was fucking awesome.
Go ahead, talk about it. Paint your picture.
I
can paint
that fight scene between the two of them was so cool.
Paint the picture, sir.
It was just, I don't even, it was like
purple background. Lloyd was in orange. Sugar Hitler was in green.
Yeah, and they were completely undefined. Like they were just like color palettes. It was just like a one color figure fighting another color figure, and they were this bright purple and green. It was freaking awesome.
It was like Mardi Gras.
Yeah, okay, that's perfect. It was like Mardi Gras, because it was green and purple and yellow. That scene was so freaking cool.
So yeah, that happens.
I just thought that was awesome. Okay. So the funny thing was that kind of simultaneously, you had that fight going on with your fighting the Arnold Schwarzenegger guy, and that was really cool. Like the colors weren't as diverse, but it was very like yellow and red, like bright colors, because they were in the fire the whole time.
Yes,
those were two cool scenes. Okay, so anyhow,
Lloyd pins him up against the wall, and he's like, "This guy's the fake. Deal with him." He's like, "I want all of you guys to abandon ship. I don't care about the fire. Everyone get off. We're gonna go continue our mission elsewhere on the ground." And then, they all, so he goes and then saves Anya, and they all recuperate in the captain's held. Anya, Lloyd, and then Yor kind of finds them somehow. And they're like, "Yor, how'd you get here?" And she's like, I just kind of snuck in the cargo of your plane, and I've just kind of been here. I don't know what this ship is. I kind of asked some people, and they were military, and and Anya's like, "Yeah, it was the Chocolate Bandits," and they play along.
Somehow we're not doing the scene justice, because it was it was Lloyd and Anya, and Yor just kind of pops in, and he says something.
"Oh, hey,
like,
Mama."
He said, "Yor, how did you get here?" And she said, "Oh, you said it was a family thing, so I got under the cargo hold."
Yeah.
What did he? And he said something like, she said, I somehow got on the plane. I don't remember. There was something kind of funny there, though. I guess I was expecting you to remember it, but instead you're ignoring me. So
I don't remember what
scene.
happened. I'm sorry, I don't remember what was said. But then Anya's like, "Oh yeah, well, because Yor's like, yeah, you said it was a family. You said this gathering was supposed to be a family gathering, so I joined you." And then Yor was like, "I tried asking around to find you guys. Everything on this ship seemed like really governmental, military, and Lloyd's like, how are you not hurt? And Lior's like, I don't know. And
Yeah, they were very nonchalant. He's just like, "How'd you get here?" She's like, "Oh, I just hopped on." He's like, "Okay, all right, yep."
Yeah, there's some funny exchange about that. How it just.
and then
So then they realized
actually,
that the burning ship was heading towards a
village,
big village.
the village, and Anya's like, "Oh, we gotta."
Oh, that was the other funny thing is he said he went to take controls
of the airship, and yours like, how do you know how to fly airship? He's like, I did it in college for my part-time job.
and why was Anya so mad at him? Like she had that funny face.
I don't know why she had that funny face, but basically,
And they basically all as a family turn the rudder enough to avoid the village.
yeah, Anya's like dying of the wind. Her face is
Yeah,
like
that is kinda
flapping
funny.
and stuff. And then they all turn it together, and then they crash it.
Oh, she just looks like Chopper in that one image where he's like crying and like the big like open mouth thing.
Yes, that's a good
Yeah.
point.
I agree.
Glad we can agree on this as Gen Z's things.
And then they crash it into the ocean, and
They almost crash into the Christmas market. They almost like
Yeah, they barely
was
missed it and
scary.
flew right over. It wasn't the ocean, was it? It was a lake,
it was a lake, and
which
then
we find out later.
they crash it, and basically like the fire extinguishes, and then a bunch of water. Like they're standing there for like a minute, right, and they're looking
that's
out,
right.
and it's all really beautiful, and they have this moment, and then like a hatch falls and dumps a bunch of water on them.
That's right.
Just out of nowhere, and then Anya looks really stupid, and she starts laughing, and they all start laughing. And
was the next scene at the fountain? Where Yor and Anya are sitting at the fountain?
no, the next scene is, I think, Anya shows that she has the cherry liqueur.
oh, it falls out of her little pouch, and then Lloyd's like, "Oh my goodness."
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. And then he's like, "You got something in your teeth there," and she's like, "Uh-huh." And he like gets it out, and it's the micro.
Yes.
No, she sneezes. That's what happens. She sneezes because all the cold water's dumped on her, and when she sneezes, the micro tape falls out.
But then he's like, "You got something in your teeth."
He says, "Oh, instead of being swallowed, it must have been stuck in her teeth."
That would have been more funny if he's like, "You got a little spot there."
No, it wouldn't have.
So when she sneezed, the microfiche came out of her
It's a
teeth.
tape film.
Hmm.
And basically then the next scene is Lloyd back in the office, and the TV show.
Oh, that's right. So he's back.
John Krasinski.
He's
no
back
relation to Ted.
He's back at the office, and they're telling him that Operation Strix is back on, so the family's back together. And then then he walks to the fountain.
Yeah.
And Anya says they're at this big fountain. And
Fountain.
Anya
Anya's
says,
like, "There's no fish," and Lloyd's like, "It's a fountain." And then they just kind of sit together as a family, and the water breaks, like from the water
Yeah, I was
breaks.
gonna say, somebody have a baby?
The fountain stream of water breaks to signify the unification of the family. I thought that was cool.
Yes.
I'm
it
really
was.
into stupid cinematography analogies like that.
That's cool.
So I noticed that. I was like, "Oh, that's funny." The second Lloyd kind of joins them, the water stream that was breaking up the shot physically disappears. And then it cuts to Anya in her cooking class, and she's like, I'm gonna cook the best thing ever. And Damien's like, "No, you stupid bitch." And Anya's like, yeah, you're a fucking. And she's like, "No, wait, I'll let you have a piece of my food because I gotta be nice to you because of the friendship plan." And Damien's like, "What you cook is probably fucking stupid anyways, bitch." I hope you know this is not the exact dialogue he says. It would be very shocking if he just started swearing.
Yeah, probably would be.
And Anya's like, and starts crying, and then Damien feels really bad because he loves Anya, and Anya's like, "Friendship plan failed." And then the oven catches on fire, and they have to reschedule the cooking thing to another day.
And now the
vice
principal
president, principal
will
is
be
judging
judging
it. So they have to go down south now.
Yeah, his favorite dish is
Some chocolate thing, I thought.
Oh, there you go.
Berry pudding.
Berry pudding.
From
the south. And they say, all right, Anya, let's go this weekend, a family trip to the south. And then it cuts to Bond having a future vision of them splashing in the ocean. And that's where the movie ends.
All right, so
we'll go in order, starting with Alex. Closing remarks.
well, wait.
Oh,
Before
no? Okay.
Okay, I want to go back to the ratings.
Okay.
And I want to talk about how we rate stuff, because Alex actually asked that. How are you rating this? So
out of 1 poop to 10 poop, please.
Yes. Okay. So from one poop to 10 poops.
10 poops being the best poop ever.
All right. How
The
many?
more the better, right? That's how this movie handled
Yeah,
it.
more.
The more poop, the better.
Alex would prefer it be the opposite way around.
I will admit, I was sitting there, I was like, this is getting a little fetishy, in my opinion. Some writer snuck their fan fiction in the office. Anya poops on Wattpad.com. AO3.
So what anime? I know you've seen Spirited Away, Charles. What other anime movies have you seen?
All the My Hero ones. I think that's literally it.
So probably it. So okay, how about this? In Mall, how many things?
I've seen Trolls.
How many things have you given a 10 to?
How many things have I given? A lot. I'm very not picky when it comes to ratings. I will give anything a 10 if I enjoyed my time with it.
I just thought that was sweet because I'm a very critical person.
Yeah, I can have fun in life and not have to rely on out.
I'm not sure I agree with that statement about yourself that you just made.
Okay.
I don't. I mean, why? Like, from the standpoint of what Charlie's saying, it's like he's just going to rate something high because he enjoys it and not because he's going to critique it.
I'm not a very critical person when it comes to
I don't feel
media.
like you're that way, where you would over criticize something.
Do you think it's warranted what I say? Because I'm not gonna give it a 10.
Well, no, but I think you're giving it. You said 8, and that was based on your enjoyment. You're not critiquing it up.
I'm sorry if the audio. This is a really late to say it, but I'm sorry if the audio quality is bad on this one. I have like the mic close to both me and Alex's mouth, so I'm like wiping the dust cover between each thing, and it's probably making noise.
No, I bet it's not.
Okay.
It's the funny thing for me is like I've seen all the Ghibli movies, and I've seen I can't remember the guy who did Weathering with You and Suzuha and all that, and
Silent
all the
voice.
Shinkai stuff, and I've given those like 8s a lot of times, and even some of the Ghibli movies I've given 7s to, because I just feel like they don't make a lot of sense. So it's really hard for me.
I'm looking at you, Ponyo.
Oh, and even Howl's Moving Castle. Like, there's so much of Howl's Moving Castle, it doesn't make sense. But anyhow,
Christian Bale.
to say that this is the same rating
Josh Hutcherson.
as one of those is I have a hard time doing, but I also really had a lot of fun. So it's almost like the scale becomes different. In one case, you kind of judge something kind of critically, but then the other case,
if
you
you're
judge it just
going
on
into a fun movie.
how much fun you had.
Yeah, if you're going
Because
into
that
a
was
fun,
fun
if
as
you're
hell.
going into a fun movie like this, you're just gonna rate it off of how much fun you're having. But if you're sitting down and you're watching House, you're gonna rate it on the storytelling, the plot, the characters. all
Yeah,
that
well, that's
stuff.
what I think's interesting. Is like,
I'm
when do
sorry,
you,
but like I'm not rating Poop the movie. I'm not rating Poop Dream Fetish Wattpad the movie. As on the same scale as Howl's Moving Castle by Mr. Miyazaki.
well, you're not. But again, if you rated it, you wouldn't be changing the scale to how you rate it.
I know.
So
It's the criteria, not the scale.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I just find that kind of interesting, because like I have a hard time saying that I think that that Spirited Away was an 8, but then to also call the Spy Family movie an 8.
8. Yeah, that's
Because I think
fair.
that's kind of doing a disservice to Spirited Away to an extent.
Yeah, Spirited Away doesn't have a 7-minute long poop fantasy. See, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not hating on this movie. It was just so out of place.
To go Gen X, the Simpsons early on, they would do like acid. When Homer ate these overly hot peppers.
Well, yeah.
Did you ever see that?
Yeah, I've seen that episode.
That's what that reminded me
That
of.
and also like the when they have the squishy.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
No, but I know the pepper episode. Because that's like a famous episode
Yeah.
because of just
So
like
that's
an
kind of
acid
what
trip
that's
for
what
the whole
that's what
episode.
the whole that's what the poop scene reminded me of. All right, I can tell from Charles' physical actions that this podcast is time to wrap up.
Yeah, I don't think there's
thank
much
you
more we can
everybody
talk
for
about.
listening.
Wait,
to
final
this.
remarks.
Hopefully-
Final remarks.
Thought we just made them.
Okay, so
We need Alex to make them.
mine, kind of piggybacking off of that. It's just a fun movie. It's just silly and it's just entertaining. But there is also a message about like loving people and family. What?
And making sure you get a good poop in.
Aside from that, you know, it's about like loving people with their flaws and their, you know, pasts and all that. So
the mic's not picking up.
What do you mean? Yeah, it is.
It is.
yeah, so like all in all, even though it was just silly and fun, there was still a message, and I felt like I got something out of watching it. So it was cool. It was just a good time, all in all.
Sorry, Mark's yelling at me because the mic isn't picking up.
When you talk, oh, you put me way up high.
I know. Well, I'm sorry. It can still pick up. I can
I guess
edit
it's-
it in my program.
I guess it was because she was talking softly.
Yes, Alex is a woman. It's not calibrated for women. It's calibrated for men.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Vocal range changes projection. I'm sorry. It just does. Oh. Okay. Anyway.
I love it how here's a generational thing. As a Gen X guy, anything I say to have to do with anything new, I get shot down. But I just then said that there's then you've got proof where there's a difference between female and male vocals.
Because I don't work, but I'm very well versed in the recording and acting and singing realm. I'm sorry, I know a lot about vocal ranges. Excuse me.
It's
All I'm saying.
has nothing
All I'm
That
saying.
has nothing to do with vocal range. That has to do with volume.
All I'm saying is that
All right,
I know
let's
this
end
software more than. Stop.
Let's end this.
Thank you all very much. We apologize. This is like
Let's cut this part out.
cut. Why? Why?
Because we don't need to have a podcast where it ends with us arguing
Okay.
over.
This is for you, future Charles. Cut the arguing and start here. Thank you all very much for tuning in. This has been an episode. It's almost 12 in the morning. We are all very tired. And just, we want to apologize sincerely, mostly me, from the deepest section of my heart. Email us, generationalanimepod@gmail.com. Thank you, everyone.